So we're both having a nice little drink today, aren't we?
We are, yes, because if we're going to be talking about how we both like Nickelback, it helps to have that plausible deniability of being drunk when we did so. Let's go. How You Remind Me is a musical oxymoron in that, despite being literally one of the most played songs of the 2000s, you would be hard-pressed to find anyone anywhere who actually admits to liking it. What makes the song all the more curious, though, is that How You Remind Me was intentionally written to contain all the elements of a hit, but only took 10 minutes to actually record.
Wait, 10 minutes?
Yes, according to various interviews given by Chad Kroeger, the lead singer of Nickelback, over the years, when they were recording How You Remind Me, he walked into the studio with the lyrics and a rough idea of how the song would sound, and walked out 30 minutes later with a multi-platinum selling single. And for anyone curious about how that 30 minutes breaks down, according to Kroeger, they spent the first 20 minutes discussing how the song should sound, 10 minutes recording it, and then they had a multi-platinum selling single. One of the most played songs of the 2000s. And there's a great story where the only sticking point the band found about the song is how to make the chorus stand out. While they were stood there going, so how do we make this chorus stand out? The drum technician in the studio made the suggestion of, how about you just leave a big pause before the chorus and then sing it? And if you put a clip in, you'll see there is a big pause before the chorus kicks in. And the band went, that's fucking brilliant, we'll do that. Also, here's $5,000. And that drum technician got a $5,000 bonus because Nickelback aren't arseholes, contrary to what the internet might be saying about them. Because apparently Nickelback are all just super awesome, nice dudes. And I've yet to find a story about them being arseholes. They're really humble and they lean into the fact everyone hates them. There's a video somewhere where they were going to perform at the halftime show of a big football game. And to promote it, they record a video where they're sat in front of a guy going, everyone hates Nickelback. And but we've sold so many albums that we don't care, everybody hates Nickelback. And they go, oh, okay, we'll play anyway, but yeah, we understand. It's they lean into it, I love it. The idea, they know that people don't like them, but they have that, all those sales figures in their head going, well, someone must.
Where's the origin of it being cool to hate Nickelback? There's got to be a reason why.
I pitched that as an idea to Today I Found Out, and they've yet to approve it. So I'm waiting on that one.
Well, people, go and bomb.
Go ask Today I Found on Twitter, say, let Karl write the article about why everyone hates Nickelback. Because I was curious about myself, I've not researched it. So if I'm not getting paid, I'm not fucking doing it on my own time. As Brad knows. It's when we're not together recording these videos, I'm I do not want to be known by Brad. It's when you message me on Twitter.
That's not. Come on.
Yes. You tagged me on Twitter or something the other day. I said, Brad, don't bother me if we're not at work.
I genuinely messaged Karl privately and went, you actually bothered me.
No, I'm taking the piss.
Just want to double check.
Yeah, did I actually piss you off by tagging you in this thing?
Because I know you've said before you get annoyed when people tag you because it pops up and it means you have to check the notification and you might have been busy. Yeah,
it pops up on my phone.
I didn't know whether it might be more. It pop up more if I don't know why it pops up more, but if it's someone who you actually follow does it, maybe.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Ever since you got me that fucking mug for Christmas that we put on a video.
Let's just stop here because we don't often reference previous videos. For Christmas, bought Brad a mug that just says World's Best Employee on it. And now the running joke on your Twitter is that I'm just your boss.
It's whenever you retweet something from me that's like me and you socially hanging out, people are always responding, oh, it's so nice for Karl, the boss, to be hanging out with his employee, giving his employee some time, really increases work morale for Karl to be hanging out with his employee.
Brad gets so annoyed, so don't stop doing it. But what I want is I eventually want to be like Metal Gear Solid 5. Join you on the when you go interact with your soldiers as Venom Snake.
Yeah.
No matter what you do to them, they always just say thank you, boss, and salute you.
You can knock them on their ass.
Even if you beat their fucking ass, they'll say thank you, boss. I want it to be like that. I want you editing on this little computer working. I want to walk in, slap you on the back of the head, and get to fucking work, you bell end. And you say thank you, boss. Go straight back.
Brad, we're going to be filming and you don't have any rum in. Go to the shop and get some fucking rum. I'm
sorry,
sorry, boss.
We also have nicknames like in Metal Gear Solid. I'm calling Bastard Hippo. Or just Copper Cobra or some shit like that.
Bastard Hippo?
That's the name you can get him, yeah.
You look at me, Karl. The first thing that came to your head was Bastard Hippo.
Yes, that's the one. Don't read too much into that. It's just the first one that popped into my head. It was the funniest one from my playthrough.
Oh, that was a real one?
Yeah.
Wait, someone was actually called Bastard something?
I always played with them as well. So I think it was just this unnaturally handsome black dude just called Bastard Hippo, and I'm playing as him. I'm playing as him in every mission, and I'm just doing dive combos and shooting people in the dick with an AK. I also got into a fist fight with a bear as well. I sent like D-Horse at the bear. Like, fully armoured D-Horse. And I thought it was to defecate on the bear's head when it was asleep. And the bear woke up and it's just me there. It was like, CQC, ready my battle armour.
I love the fucking stupid mechanic of making your horse shit on the road to stop vehicles. It's like, no vehicle has ever stopped for a pilot.
You can hide mines underneath it. You've not tried that?
No.
You can hide mines underneath the ship. And they'll drive over and get exploded. And obviously, because the enemies in that game respond to the tactics you use, when they start seeing shit on the road, they'll stop to make sure there's no IEDs in it.
Ah.
That's why if you get a load of headshots, they'll start wearing helmets. So
I know that one, because that's all I did. I just got tranquilizer headshots on everyone from a mile away.
Yeah, so they start wearing helmets. And if you can do the D-Horse shit on the floor to hide mines, which I did all the time. Before we continue, Brad, I'm out of mixer. So can you please give me some non-named mixer that's a sugar-free Coca-Cola alternative?
This is directly above my TV.
Yes, it is, so you better pour it quickly, mate.
Whoa!
What are you doing?
There you go. Oh, sorry, I need to leave space for your half a cup of rum.
My rum. Oh, fuck's sake. Now I've got to try and open rum one-handed. Oh, God, I shouldn't put so much moisturiser on this tattoo. My hand's all sweaty. Damn it. My hand's all moisturised.
Most of this video is just going to be me and you dicking about in between this one
You
paragraph.
know
Jesus.
what, Brad? That's what people like. People like the bullshit. Anyway, let's go.
Do you want to put the lid back on that? 'Cause
Nope.
I know you're going to knock that over.
Brad, when have you ever known me to willingly waste booze?
Okay. Back to How You Remind Me.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's really hard to describe how overplayed that song was when it first came out.
Especially considering it was released in 2001, so 18 years ago. Oh, that's wounding right there to think about. I remember it like it was like a couple of years ago. But no, 18 fucking years ago. And then it started getting radio play around 2002. So like 17 years. Oh God, you can tell I've had a drink. I couldn't.
Wow, you math so good.
I couldn't subtract 1 from 18 mentally then. But yeah, like if you didn't happen to be like, around in 2002 and near a radio, the song was so overplayed that petitions were actually launched to stop radio stations from playing it.
Do you realise some people watching this video could have been conceived to How You Remind Me?
You know what? I won't be... The thing is, though, that's not even surprising, because if you are like 18 or 17 years old, with how much that song was played, if your parents got their fuck on listening to the radio, chances are How You Remind Me was being played anyway. It's like, it's the old joke, isn't it, where they asked David Beckham, like, why is your son called Brooklyn? Oh, it's like me and Victoria, he was conceived in Brooklyn. And the joke about that is, so Dad, is that how I got my name? No, backseat of my Ford Fiesta, no.
But in this circumstance, it's no, Nickelback.
No, you know what? If you I bet some kids out there called Nick right now who are about 17, 18
Just
years old.
currently questioning.
Who are going, why am I called Nick? And there's probably another kid called Chad Kroger Jr. who's like,
What would you call your kid? Chad Kroger Jr.
for a laugh.
Is that their full first name?
Yeah, for a
with any
laugh, innit?
spaces, or is it hyphens?
No, for a laugh in it, mate. Because obviously I'm guessing younger people today don't remember that the radio was a big thing back then. So what's this radio? Is it Spotify? Yeah, basically it's Spotify, but imagine you got Spotify where you don't pay for it, and then not only do you not get to pick the song, you also have some dickhead coming on every 10 minutes going, well, hey guys, I hope you're listening to Radio 1. Do you know what pisses me off about the radio?
Yeah.
I don't listen to radio much, but every time I'm in a car on a Friday, I have to turn off Radio 1. I am sick of Radio 1 telling me the weekend coming up is going to be a big one. Because every weekend is going to be a big one according to fucking Radio 1. So I think it was like driving home in like December, the Friday before Christmas. It's going to be a big one this weekend, guys. Really? People are going to be out 2 days before Christmas, drinking in Scunthorpe. It's going to be a big one, innit? Fuck you!
I didn't know you hate the radio so much.
I do, it's fucking brilliant. I love that Spotify just like supplanted it, and now the radio's getting mad salty.
Does that mean on every Friday video now from now on we should be like, guys, it's going to be a big weekend coming up. Big weekend for everyone.
The thing is though, over Christmas, I bumped into an old friend of mine from uni, and she now just does she works in radio, she's got her own radio show. And I'm like, fucking well done you. Yeah. But I've never listened to it because who the fuck listens to the radio?
I'd love it if you tuned in, the first thing you heard was, big weekend coming up!
So I'm sorry, Hayley, if you're watching these videos, congratulations on your success, but I'm not going to listen to that. Because no fucker listens to the radio these days. So the landlord for my place, I got chatting to him when I was moving in, And it's like, oh, what did you do then? Oh, I'm a lecturer at university. But before that, I worked for like BBC Sheffield for like 20 years. Like, oh, and I think he worked for, this is one, he worked for Real Radio back when I was at school. And I had to ask him, like, mate, did you at any point work in any like tangential relation to the risk it for a biscuit challenge on the morning? I went, I'm sorry, no, I didn't. That was the best fucking thing. The only thing I've given radio praise for is risk it for a biscuit. If people don't know what risk it for a biscuit is, on Real Radio, I don't know what that fucking... It's like a Yorkshire-based radio station. Between about 8 and 9 every morning, they'd do risk it for a biscuit, where it was challenges, where they ask you questions and shit like that. And you had to risk it for a biscuit, or you'd win some like really stupid prize, like, oh, the height of your partner in pound coins. And that's the kind of shit you'd win. And my dad and me would listen to that every day when he'd drop me off at school, and he would pull up at the side of my school and we'd listen to Risk It for a Biscuit, and I'd sprint into class and say, oh, sorry, I'm late, I was walking in. So, do you ever remember the era of radio competitions have gone out there? Do you ever remember the ones they used to do where, what's that noise? Because Real Radio did that too.
Was that just playing a noise and asking what it was?
Yeah, they played a noise and said, what's this noise? And every day we had a tenner onto the prize pool. And it started at £1 and ended up like 14 grand. And it ended up being the noise where like a paper cup is removed from a dispenser. And that was the noise. Like, no one could guess it. I fucking love shit. Me and my dad were like, have they got it? Are they going to get it this time? Like, no, they didn't. Okay, I've got school. See you later, son.
When I was first getting into visual effects, I started capturing sounds that I thought would be useful in things. And one of them that I thought was a really interesting sound, if you put a fork into a pot noodle, an empty pot noodle tub, and rotate it, and it makes like a sort of a weird rotating plastic sound.
Is that like... Because I've got a mate who works as a Foley artist, and currently he's working for Sony in an undisclosed role that he can't tell me. I asked him, will you tell me what you're doing? He went, no. Because he knew I'd talk about it in a video, probably.
This is the point where you would have spilt the beans.
Yeah, he's a Foley artist, and he was telling me about the fact that he's the one who told me about the Star Trek thing. Sheet of paper being removed from an envelope is the doors from Star Trek. Well, he told me it's a really cool thing. If you want a neutral sound of like concrete, you have to hit concrete against concrete. So one day his job was go find 2 giant blocks of square concrete and then slam them together and record the sound. And that was his thing. I love all Foley artists. When you find out that a lot of the stuff you think is a sound is like some other thing. Yeah. And there's obviously like the famous ones like violent sounds, like a bone breaking is usually vegetables breaking. Like bones cracking is like someone snapping a carrot in half.
I think a punch is like a sandbag being dropped or something like that.
Or like someone like just hitting a piece of meat with like a hammer or something like that. I love all that shit.
The most famous one is coconuts. Yeah. Horse feet. Yeah.
Yeah. Which they did in Monty Python.
Yeah, they ran around. And
yeah. And do you know why that is? Because they literally did not have the budget for horses, so they did that as a joke.
So once again, I'm going to cast out my keeping you on topic rod and reel you in. Let's keep talking about Chad Kroeger, Nickelback.
Yes, it's my pleasure to be on your rod, Brad. And feel free to do whatever you want with that fucking sound clip right there. But yeah, you might think, okay, the success of like How You Remind Me, it's another example of the notoriously fickle listening public, like, you know, latching on to an obscure, like a song from an, at the time, obscure Canadian rock band and just like, you know, smiling on them and giving them success. But no, the success of How You Remind Me is directly related to Chad fucking Kroeger and how much of a baller-ass boss he was in regards to writing a hit single.
Oh, gee, golly whiz, Karl, what do you mean with that statement?
When we drink in these videos, the facade of you not knowing what we're talking about is like completely obliterated, isn't it? It's like people have watched these videos for a long time. You might know Brad is the audience surrogate. The way we film these videos is Brad stands in for the audience and he's supposed to ask the questions that your mind's going to ask before you do. And he always fucks that up when we drink because he can't act properly.
This is why, like, people used to be like, why doesn't Brad drink in the videos as well?
Because Brad breaks down the fourth wall. And it's really annoying because you stand behind the fourth wall, which is super annoying.
That's a hard concept to grasp. There's a fourth wall, like where the camera is, and I'm behind that.
Yeah, you're behind it.
I'm actually behind the people watching the video.
We break the fourth wall in literally the first 5 seconds of every single video.
Well, I mean, is there a fourth wall when it's this kind of format?
Yeah.
Because the fourth wall implies there's no camera. Like, there is a camera, because obviously you talk at it. So surely we're not breaking the fourth wall. You break the fourth wall by talking to the camera.
Yeah.
So there isn't a fourth wall, right?
Well, there is, because we're breaking through it.
There is,
There's always a fourth wall, Brad, 'cause the fourth wall refers to the screen the viewer's looking through.
But doesn't the existence of a fourth wall imply that it needs to not be there? The fourth wall is the wall between you and the viewer, that if there's not meant to be a wall there.
Yeah, but there's always an implied fourth wall with every piece of fiction. It's why when you go watch a play, you don't think the guy's actually fucking stood in East Central London doing a Sherlock Holmes story. He's actually on fucking stage in Bradford. Might have some more shit in that, mate.
Some more shit.
When we refer to it as shit, we can't get accused of, like, advertising, can we? I love that. We never do advertising in any of our videos, but when I hold a product that any person would have in their house, like Pepsi Max, it's, oh, you're advertising. It's like, no, clearly Tesco had a sale for £1 per bottle. If Coca-Cola ever did fucking sales, I'd buy that shit straight away.
Didn't charge like twice the amount for their fucking drinks.
So, you know what, Coca-Cola? You can get some free fucking advertising on this show, just put Coca-Cola on special.
So in case people are lost, like I am,
Yes.
if I'm right, we're currently at the point where we're talking about how Chad Kroeger wrote How You Remind Me.
Yes, specifically to be a hit, because like you might think by me saying, oh, they recorded it in 10 minutes, maybe they didn't think all that much about the song, but no, Chad Kroeger actually spent a year writing How You Remind Me, because he spent all of 2001 studying every hit song on the radio and deconstructing it to find out what made it a hit.
So what kind of things did he look at?
He looked at song length, what instruments were used, what they talked about, like where the chorus came in, like how long verses were, all like basically every piece of quantifiable information about every hit from the 2001s that made it onto the radio. He took that and extrapolated the information from it to write How You Remind Me. And the example that I think springs most to mind of how he took that information to write that song is, it's like the most popular songs are always about a relationship, but it has to be a relationship that's relatable to the audience. So, like the song How You Remind Me is very clearly written about an ex, but he never mentions that ex by name, so it's more relatable to an audience. And like he did that intentionally because he noticed like, okay, songs about heartbreak are popular, but songs about heartbreak where you mention someone specifically aren't, because if you mention someone specifically, that's not relatable to a mass audience. So I'll write a song about heartbreak that is like, very general and very vague in reference like who's breaking whose heart. So men and women and boys and girls can relate to it. And also I'm going to put in this is where the chorus goes, where the verse goes. The chorus needs to be the catchy part. And then obviously, like I said, the drum technician on the day they were recording gave them the ideas how to make the chorus so catchy. And they did that. And yeah.
So he distilled the idea of a perfect hit song down into
its base elements and then constructed a hit from it. Like, say what you want about Nickelback, but the fact that the lead singer and songwriter went, okay, I want to write a #1 hit single, and then wrote and recorded a #1 hit single, that's a talented motherfucker right there.
Do you reckon that's why people might now hate the song? Maybe they didn't realise why they liked it.
Yeah, maybe they hate it because it's so representative of music around that era.
But they might not have realised. They might have heard the song and it'd be like, I like this song, but I can't figure out why it's annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying that I like this song so much. Why is it so catchy? Because it was intentionally written to hit all of the notes that Kroeger had noticed in 2001 music. Anyway you look at it, a guy who can do that is fucking talented.
Oh, yeah.
Not to mention, Side of a Bullet's a fucking great song. So before we continue, let's pour myself a bit more of this Captain Ginyu. There we go. It's Captain with a G.
Oh, Jesus.
Look at that, eh? And Brad's going to pour me some more of this brown liquid
We have such a shit setup.
We do, but at the same time, people love it. Some more of this brown liquid that's sugar-free and may have the word Max in its name.
Yep. Diet Coke Max.
Diet Coke Max, that's the one. Coke Zero. It doesn't taste like you're sucking on an elf's balls at all.
I love the slogan for when Pepsi Max were doing their advertising where they were like...
too confident to call ourselves a zero.
Too good to have the zero on it.
So Brad, let's take the Chad Kroeger approach to YouTube and discuss the trends that were popular in 2018 to try and create the perfect YouTube video for 2019.
Well, I mean, it's got to have something to do with Fortnite.
Of course, yeah. It's Fortnite, the global phenomenon it is. Thank you to Ninja for bringing gaming to the mainstream.
Oh, yeah. Before Ninja, I didn't know what gaming was.
Neither did I, yeah. It's if people don't know what we're talking about there was an interview with Ninja where they asked him, so you played, games with Drake, that was pretty cool, right? And he went, yeah, that really brought gaming into the mainstream. This hobby and pastime that has been, in the mainstream consciousness for about 15 fucking years.
The only reason he's in any way famous is because Let's Plays are one of the biggest things on YouTube.
Yeah, the biggest forms of entertainment. Not to mention the fact that he got his start playing Call of Duty and Halo, the two biggest franchises. Like, they're bigger than some movie franchises. It's like Modern Warfare. The release of Modern Warfare 2 was a literally globally reported on event, and Halo 3 was advertised on like TV. That's how fucking popular. But no, it wasn't until he and Drake played Fortnite that gaming was brought into the mainstream.
So obviously, it's got to be something with Fortnite.
Yeah.
What else? What goes viral now?
What goes viral? Being a dick.
Okay, so you need to be a dick in the video.
Yeah, so got to be a dick, probably to some sort of minority, because you have to appeal to the bad part.
Well, I don't think we want that out there, so it'll have to be a fictional minority.
A fictional minority, so elves.
So
elves.
Or Ewoks.
Ewoks. Fuck Ewoks.
Ewoks, yeah. So we'll get some Ewoks in there.
But you need that controversy, but you also need that plausible deniability that you weren't being like, I wasn't really being offensive at I was just making a joke.
Okay.
So he said, Brad, you know what? What I do now, it's a character, isn't it? And my character is racist, and it's okay, because the person who plays the character is not racist.
Well, according to someone, your character is a bit smug, Karl.
Is my character a bit smug?
Yeah, you think you're better than everyone else
Oh,
because you're not a racist.
That's why I don't take everyone else's money and like put myself below everyone else, yeah. That's why I constantly refer to other YouTubers as like the upper echelons, while I just sit down here like, getting pissed on by them. But okay, yeah.
Yeah, but you sit down here like on your little high horse, apparently.
Yeah,
I read that.
My high horse earning less than some YouTubers do for a single video in a month. So, Brad, if we take a step back from this video, we basically discussed a person exploiting the broad trends of an industry to go viral. So I think now we should discuss viral trends of yore in regards to YouTube, because I miss old YouTube before it turns a racist cesspit of bullshit. So what are your favourite old trends on YouTube that people try to chase to achieve success?
Well, a lot of people got their starts with horror game reactions.
Yeah, and there's still people saying milking that and making a lot of money doing so.
It's like I followed Markiplier quite a long time.
Yes.
I subscribed to him at 10,000 subs because of a horror reaction video.
That's your claims.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah, you're that person who their claims to fame. I subscribe to Markiplier at 10,000 subs. Also, I start in and edit the videos of a channel with 300,000. Fine, I'll accept that, Brad. You're more proud of subscribing to Markiplier at 10,000 than you are helping run a fucking channel with this many. Whatever, it's fine.
Just if this channel when this channel gets 10 million, but my marks are 20, I'll be like, I sub to Mark. Before he was, I'm a hipster. Before he was famous.
It's weird. We get that in our comments a lot, don't we? I subscribe to your channel at 10,000. It's okay. Thanks, I guess. But yeah, that's the weird one. It's I do remember that era of everyone oh yeah, here's overly exaggerated reaction to horror game, and the fact that even today, Five Nights at Freddy's is still something people are plumbing the depths of for views and money. Well, yeah, that was a good one. The one that I went about even further, and it was covers of. Canon Rock is what I want to do, because Canon Rock, it's a Canon in D by it's Packy Belly.
Oh, Pachelbel's Canon.
Pachelbel's Canon. It was I don't know who was it Jerry C who did the first one, or Fun 2? I don't know. Basically, there was a YouTuber, Jerry, or one of those two, did the very first guitar cover of Canon Rock, and then it became a thing for guitarists on YouTube to cover that song. And I think at YouTube Live, which was the thing they did before YouTube Rewind, where they basically said, okay, let's get all the viral sensations from YouTube for the year on a stage, and they brought in Fun 2 to play Canon Rock live. I remember that shit.
Fun fact, Pachelbel's Canon is one of the only songs I can play from memory on a piano.
There we go. Yeah, we haven't got a piano here, so Brad can't prove it. So he can also play Fur Release perfectly as well.
I can play the starter for Release.
Can you? Look at that. Brad, more talented than Karl, confirmed. I get that today was a very large element of YouTube that revolves around covering popular music, but I like the idea that back then they covered a single song. And that was fucking, it was who can do the best interpretation or cover of this one song? Whereas today it's just I just cover Disney songs.
Next trend I'm going to bring up.
Okay, go on.
Animals doing human things.
Okay, that was fucking, what?
There was a lot. We had Keyboard Cat.
Yeah, Keyboard Cat.
And there's the dogs that
dead
talk.
now.
Yeah, dogs that... Keyboard Cat's dead. Obviously, it was 20 years ago.
It was a VHS video that someone uploaded to YouTube, man. That cat's fucking dead.
But there was obviously there were the dogs that talked. We used to put voice over the dogs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like animals doing human things was a thing. I'm pretty sure
We
that
might
was
as well
a
talk
thing.
about like Annoying Orange at this point.
Oh god, Annoying Orange.
Joey's still going. Because Brad, me and you have done this, haven't we? Well, we sat down at like one evening and went, what old, dead YouTube trends are there still people trying to capitalise off, and are we more popular than them?
I remember that. It
we
was a
looked
proper
up-
smug moment of
Yeah,
going
we
through.
was like Taze on day, didn't we? We went, oh, man, that guy was like YouTube royalty, like what, 7-8 years ago?
Yeah.
And he had like that, like Chocolate Rain. It got millions of views. Like, how many views does he get on average per video now? It's like 30,000. Me and Brad went,
I still can't fathom when I go through my subscriptions and the video that I made
yes.
has got more views than the videos I watch.
So I think we went back through and checked some of like the YouTube channels, like those those god tier YouTubers back in the day who were still going, trying to cling on to that little bit of fame that they had. And we had that moment of going, oh, you're still trying. You've not realised that, trends shift and what you did that was popular back then isn't popular now, and you're not talented enough to keep going. And we all mention it because it's like, it's a bit of a dick move.
Yeah.
But we went back and we watched through some really fucking cringy videos released in like 2018, 2017 that were trying to capitalise on humour that was popular like, 7-8 years ago. It's like, yeah, you can't do the same thing every time and expect success unless you're this channel.
Well, no, I imagine we'll have to change it slightly as we go
That's
on.
me. I don't want to get too big because we know, me and you are both very aware that one day, guy talking to a camera in front of a green screen, as much as we love it, it's going to go.
I'm waiting for that time when, like, obviously, because we're studying being all like arrogant on our high horse, like, we're doing all right.
We're going to be the channel that falls the hardest.
But yeah, what's going to happen? We're going to go downhill, and then people will be like linking this video to you.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, you predicted it, mate. Look at you being all arrogant about these other channels, and you're one of them.
Because we don't have the safety net of like absolutely monetizing the shit out of every single thing we do. So if this channel goes like downhill, we're fucked immediately.
Because all our money at the moment is from revenue from YouTube.
Yes.
And I even said today to Karl, like, oh, look, the revenue's dropped by 9%. It's like, if that continues, we're done for.
And that's what I love about it.
We'll have to set the Patreon back up.
I love the idea that we can see the end of what we're doing, like, it's approaching us, and we're doing nothing to, like, prepare for it.
Well,
because
we even know that if we do a video on a current topic, that video will have more views.
Yes.
Like, we've seen it multiple times. And something I've noticed as well, Pokemon videos always do well.
Yeah, Pokemon's great. Why do you think Game Theory is still talking about fucking Undertale and Five Nights at Freddy's like 5 years later? Because that shit's popular and gets views.
Oh man, I might like obviously counter opinion to Karl. I do actually quite like watching Game Theory videos, but they keep doing ones which are it feels so much like they're reaching, and I can't tell whether it's because they're chasing a trend. Like something will come out, they'll do a video on it, and I'll be like, it feels like you're trying so hard to make a video on this topic.
Yes. Like, Brad, have you ever felt that when we do videos? Do you ever feel like I'm reaching for stuff when we do our videos?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Even when we pick ones, like, I mean, to be honest, the videos are not about what the title's about. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this video's about Nickelback.
Yeah, we talked about Nickelback for a long time. We had to cut most of it out.
No, we didn't. If I cut out all the bits where we didn't talk about Nickelback, we'd have like a 5-minute video.
And you know what? That's a recipe for success. Because do you know what we are, Brad, right now? We are characters. And characters, people will follow. Gimmicks, people won't.
Oh, man. I'm just like, because I'm still trying to figure out what to do with my own like actual channel. I'm hoping that I can exist without you.
No.
Oh, thanks. Sorry, your employee can't act on his own.
It's not that. It's more that like we are intangibly linked to one another. Like if I tried to go out on my own, it would not work.